So, what's good? I look crazy. What's good, y'all? This is like a quick little message, and I'm going to do it in a tasteful fashion. Okay, let's do a little Namyo Renge-kyo up in here. We don't need no fuck shit energy in here. This is a talk. This is not a question reading. We're not doing any readings or anything. This is just a message that I feel guided to share with you guys. A topic, rather. You don't have to. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying. This is not to convince anybody to agree with what I believe in, what I experience, what I see, and what other people have experienced and shit like that. This is not for you to be convinced, okay? This is my own take, my own perspective, my own belief and experiences. Like I said, take what resonates with you, if anything. Um, I don't like calling people out, but it serves the topic at hand. This is not the first time that I've had somebody come at me talking about, I'm assuming what people in the twin flame communities call karmic partners, coming at me talking about spells and how the karmic is doing spells on their twin flame or their lover and all this shit. Giving these bitches too much credit. And I say bitches because if this is a person that's a non-motherfucking fact to you, why are you giving them so much credit? Let's start with that. And I want to break down what spells mean because people are a little bit ignorant to what spells are. So long story short, I had a person that got a reading from me maybe a month or two ago, and she hit me up asking if a man that she was with or interested in, I don't remember the story. When I channel, that's the thing. When I channel, it's not coming from me. So I don't remember everything. So I remember bits and pieces enough. So this young lady or woman, she's probably older than me, hit me up in my comment section on my Instagram rather than like a real woman DMing me or emailing me, because she was trying to be messy. She was trying to spiritually attack me and my gift, and it didn't work because I'm sharing something with people with the collective to help them. So you actually helped. Thank you. And whatever that little spirit was that sent you, thank you to that spirit too. But she told me that my reading was inaccurate. She went to a Santeria priest or some shit, and this person told her that yes, the dude in fact has roots on him from this bitch. This woman put roots on him, and they removed it for her. From experience, I've gotten readings done before. I got a reading done from a I'm assuming she was Latina. Her name was Gabriella, and she's a local reader. She's probably not like a big reader out here, but I got a reading. I found her on Craigslist. This is when I was desperate. I was all up in the twin flame shit years ago, 2014, 2015. I was all obsessed with it. And when I had hit her up, I was going through it. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And she told me, oh, this and that, you guys are meant to be together, which is complete bullshit. You guys are meant to be together, blah, blah, blah. And there's something on you guys that needs to be removed. Something's trying to attack your union. Something's trying to attack your union. So she was like, you can pay me such and such amount of dollars and I'll remove it for you. $1,200. I'll take this root off of you or these demons off of your union or whatever she was saying for $1,200. Another friend of mine, she was saying how she met this guy online and he was telling her all these beautiful things about her. Oh, you got a gift. You're powerful. It should be, yeah, you have to be careful, y'all. But anyway, he was telling her all these beautiful things about her gift and how, she has work to do, some shit like that. And then he gets to the bottom of it and was like, but there's some curses on you. There's curses on you, and if you pay this amount of money, I'll remove it for you. Same shit. Another friend of mine, she said she spent like thousands of dollars on twin flame clearings from some woman that could clear twin flame karma and all this shit. There's predators out here. Be careful. Be careful. Nobody should be telling you, oh, you got demons on you, let me remove them for you. Like, I believe that people have gifts to cast out demons and help you, but it shouldn't be like a scare tactic, and it shouldn't be a sell tactic. If you're coming as an intuitive, a reader, whatever you want to call yourself, it should never be no shit like that. That's number one. So when she told me that, my intuition told me you got God. Like, I'm sorry, I trust my guides. When I ask for something, because I take what I do serious, I'm not doing this solely for money. That's not my sole purpose. So when she came to me and asked me that question, I sat down, asked God, my angels, my ancestors that know shit, and I asked for protection to surround me from Archangel Michael and other guys that have the ability to protect the energy, to tap into this person that you're asking about. Did they do any work on this person? I gotta know. I told her, I think, from what I can recall, I told her, you're giving this woman too much credit. This woman is not doing spells. At least she's not sitting like, from what I got, she ain't getting candles and shit. And even if, let's say this, because let's get into spells. What spells are? Power of the tongue. When people are, and you got to be careful with readings too, you got to use your discernment. When people say, oh, karmics are doing spells, karmics are doing spells could be, it's vague. That's like, okay, well, what kind of spell is she doing? Is she putting word curses on them? Because I've been in karmic relationships where I had people putting spell work on me through word curses. So you can trap a person's mind through spells. What do you call when you write something, or when you're at a spelling bee? You're using words. So you got to be a little more specific when you say, are they doing work or spell work? It's not always sitting down with some candles, getting some chickens and some lock of hair and sperm and cum and shit to lock a person down. The quote unquote karmics could be telling this person, you ain't shit. Oh, you can't leave me. Other spell work could be empathy spells, sympathy spells to get you worked up. And a lot of people do that in this reader community too. Like, there's people that will try to get free readings from you through sympathy and using sympathy spells to get you. Like, you gotta be discerning with what you mean with spells. Like, expand on that. Like, what are you fucking talking about? And you gotta be mindful. Like, you can't just be sitting down watching any reading. And I'm not coming at any readers that pick stuff up like that, because I will say this: if you know for a fact that that person is into that type of work, then yeah, that makes sense. But if this is just some regular schmegular girl that don't really know nothing about spells and spirituality, I doubt they're actively sitting down doing spells. Their spells could be word curses. Their spells could be the evil eye on this man or this woman, whatever. Like, you have to be discerning. This is a spiritual realm first. Like, this physical shit is the half of the fraction. It's not even the big fraction. So everything is happening in the spirit realm first. So I told her what I got. This person is not sitting here doing spells on this person. You're giving her too much credit. And another thing is, if you know what it is, like, if this, let's say this, because there are people that are karmic partners. And when I say karma, karmic partners mean you have karma to complete with the person. You shouldn't even be intervening into that situation anyway, unless you feel guided, whether that be through, sending them love and prayer or whatever, hoping for the best for them, whatever. But it's not for you to intervene with somebody else's karma unless you're guided to or you're assigned to do that. So karmic connections have a purpose. They have to pay the karma off. That's why they're called karmic partners. At one point, I was a karmic partner to somebody. I'm sure you were a karmic. Like let's be real. Like, let's keep it real. Like, the person that you think is this, just because they're your soulmate or twin flame or whatever you want to call it, does not mean that they're not a karmic partner to somebody too. There's karma to be played out between people. So another thing with that being said, it's also a spiritual warfare too. If these connections are spiritually, aligned and they're divine and there's a higher purpose to this connection outside of fucking and, oh, I love you and I want to be with you and have kids and all that other extra shit, the human shit we're into, there's more to it than that on the spiritual realm. So if it be that this person is sent in in your person's path to misdirect them, misdirect them, if people are sent to deter them off their spiritual journey and their path, then I feel like that is something that you have the power to send positive energy to them or to pray for them. Okay? You have the ability to do that. So I would say this. I said this in the thing. My response back to that person that had that shit, that was trying to throw that energy at me and say that I was inaccurate and I need to re-question my stuff. Um, Spelling is a big sin. What are y'all talking about? Spelling is a big sin. Spelling, I mean, words at the end of the day are lower vibrational energies, but it is what it is. It just depends on your interpretation of what that means. I'm not gonna get into all of that. But what's up, Ilani? I'm not gonna break from what I was picking up, y'all. Um, what I was getting at, I told the woman that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. She tried to attack me, whether she realized it or not. That was an attack. She was trying to attack my gift. I know what I picked up. So you're powerful enough. You're powerful enough to redirect energy. So, say for instance, this woman is telling your divine counterpart he ain't shit, he's never going to be anything, trying to keep him locked down, trying to keep him from his spiritual path and whatnot, keep him from aligning. Because when you think about divine counterparts, we're not just talking about romantic shit. That's not what this is. That's not what this shit is about. The basis of it is a spiritual connection first. So, there's a purpose. When you meet your divine counterpart, they align you with your purpose, yourself, your truth. So certain people, I wouldn't even call them karmic. Sometimes these people are distractions. Sometimes certain women or men will be sent to you as a distraction to deter you from your path or detour you, whatever, from your path. So if you feel like you're in a position where you feel like this person's intentions are not good with your divine counterpart, this person that they're with, you can step in energetically and spiritually in the spirit realm if it's allowed for you to do that. Send them that energy back, throw that shit back at that person. You have the ability to do that, but you also have to respect that some of this stuff is for the other person to go through what they're going through. Like, you can't intervene. If divine spirit hooked those two people up for the time that they need to be together for whatever the assignment is, you cannot step in. You can send them love, like I said. You can pray for them. If that woman was smart, that woman that was talking all that shit, talking about I was inaccurate, instead of paying money to some Santeria priest or whatever that person was, a root worker, to reverse some shit, you could have did yourself. Could have did yourself. And I said that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. You could do that. That's what divine counterparts is. It's not about, oh, when we gonna get together and have kids, and like, it's not about that. At the end of the day, it's like, that's the icing on top of the ice cream. That's the sprinkles on top, but that's not the basis of the shit. So take your ego out of it. So that woman tried it. I felt guided to come on here and say what I needed to say because it's a lot of ignorance with spirituality. People don't get certain things. Like, you're giving these people too much credit over your life, over your quote unquote connections. If it even is a true divine connection, sometimes I think some people just be saying, oh, this person doing spells on my man, because at the end of, maybe it's not meant for you to be with that person and you want to blame the woman outside of the situation or in the situation or the man in the situation because of so on and so forth. So if it's a true divine connection, I believe it, you have so much energy that you can come in and protect that person or send them love and light or whatever you want to call it, or pray for them. Use those words, spells back, but reverse it in a loving manner. You know what I mean? Like, if that's someone that you love unconditionally, you should have their back. It's not about you. It's not about, oh, she's trying to take my man. Like, that's kitty shit. That's some teenage shit. Like, that's teenage girl shit or teenage boy shit. Like, You're not nothing can deter, like whatever is ordained by the divine God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, Allah, whoever, cannot be disrupted by these evil forces, y'all. Like y'all, like people give evil energy too much credit, and I tell myself this too sometimes, because sometimes I get in my feelings. I allow certain thoughts to attack me or certain people's words to attack me. I could have easily been in the dumps and let that woman get to me and get in my mind and say, oh, maybe I was wrong. But I know that spirit don't lie to me. So, and I've been there, and it took me back to the moment where I almost got by this woman to send her $1200 to remove some shit that probably wasn't even there, that I could probably reverse and pray off. Sometimes some of these things that are quote unquote blockages or spells, those are part of our journey and our lesson. Like, come on, get into get into it. So I send that woman much love, and whatever her journey, her path is, I hope you get it, you figure it out, whatever it is. But you're not about to like tell me that my shit is off so you can throw me off of my journey. It's not happening. Sir, you're not about to throw me off path. But I just wanted to say that real quick, y'all. Like, stop giving your power away to these like lower vibrational forces. They're not that powerful. They need you to feed them. And be mindful of these so-called spiritual workers and shit that's like using like spells on you, like fucking, I don't know what you call it, like scare tactics on you to get your money. Because that's what they doing. They feeding off of you through that shit too. So be discerning of who you're paying your money to. Like, I'm not saying that my readings are accurate at the time. Sometimes some of my predictions and some of the things I pick up may not manifest or come into alignment or happen until a little bit after. But I know spirit don't lie to me. Like, I've never gotten a reading from or gotten someone that came to me and said something was inaccurate. That's never happened to me. Never. So I'm trusting spirit because it's not me. Like, I'm not giving myself all this credit when I sit down and I pull cards or I'm channeling or I'm hearing messages. I don't give myself the credit because it's not me. When I ask spirit to come in, divine spirit, benevolent energy, benevolent ancestors and spirit guides to help me, Archangel Michael or the divine protectors of the universe to come in and give me clarity, I trust that no other outside shit is gonna come in and fuck with that. So if I picked up this bitch is not that powerful, then you must believe that. But you believe more so that this woman is that powerful. Like, could it be that the nigga just want to stay with her? Could it be that, or could it be he's just, I don't know, he's stupid. I don't fucking know. But stop giving your power away. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Like, stop giving your power away. Okay. I don't know what else to say. And I'm sorry for cussing. And actually, no, I'm not sorry for cussing. I mean, my delivery can be a little bit harsh. But it is what it is. I just needed to say it. And it's like, I don't know. I needed to get it off my chest. I felt guided to. I feel like everything happens for a divine purpose to, like, get us right. And I feel like Spirit wanted me to share that with you. You have to use your discernment at the end of the day. Like I said, nothing that I say is meant for you to believe. It's up for you to discern what's for you and what's not for you, whether I'm pulling cards or I'm not. Like, this is from my experience. This is my take on things. I'm also using common sense when I think of the word spells. When I think of the word spells, I think of the words. Yeah, that was, yeah, around 2014 and 15. That's when the twin flame readings and stuff became really popular. And I was a baby on my spiritual journey. I didn't know too much. And on top of that, I didn't have spiritual brothers and sisters at the time to help me like I do now. I didn't have the resources and the experience, but you have to learn things. You gotta go through certain experiences to even learn, to know better. Like, it's like a little kid. Like, you could tell them don't put your hand on a hot stove, but if they want to experience that shit, they're going to do it anyway. But you got to learn sometimes in order not to do it again. So I just say, I said all of this to say that you are more powerful than what you give yourself credit for, especially if you're working with demonic forces, if that's what you want to call them. Like, this stuff is pixie dust to divine spirit. So if you giving all your power away to some woman or whatever, some dude, or um, all this power, and you're putting that into them, saying that they have this power to do something such as keep a person that's supposed to be um, put them in the path to do something such as keep them away from their divine path and all of that. So you have to trust yourself. Like, at the end of the day, like one of my spirit sisters always says, it's like, this is spiritual. Like, everything is spiritual first. Everything is spiritual first. Some of you may not want to hear that. It's not all pixie dust and light and fairies. You're going to have to fight some battles, especially if this comes down to you have a purpose in life. Like, a lot of times, like, um, I'm not going to speak that on myself. I'm going to reverse it. What used to be my biggest spiritual block was what people said to me, and like discounting things that I say or believe in or was guided to do or guided to say, or just on my path have people come in. And one of the biggest attacks used to be my readings, my messages, what I was picking up from spirit. Oh, that's negative. Oh, that's wrong. You didn't read that right. Or, oh, this is like, that was one of the biggest things for me. So that was always a trigger because it made me question myself. And that's how you know you're under attack. And I always say this all the time too. I just did some clearing over my mind. I did some clearing work. I set the intention to clear some things within my mind. And the next day I wake up and then here's an attack telling me, oh, you were wrong. This person, did some clearing for me and said that they had root work on them and all this stuff. And I had to sit back and discern. And thank God, like, I had a backing. Like, one of the things, and I think one of my spiritual sisters for this, because she always says, like, negative attacks are always going to come in. They're always going to come, whether they're thoughts, whether they're visions, whether it comes through another person speaking something against you. But you got to be able to combat that thought or combat that attack on you. Like, you have to have something to back that up and be like, no, it's the opposite, and transmute the energy. So thank God that when that attack came, what came to mind was um, the moment and the time that I got by a reader. Almost got. I didn't send her the money, but I almost did. And it made me think of that. And I was like, and another thing too was like, my readings don't be like, no. So, no. Mm-mm. And another thing too was like, if this was something real that you really felt in your heart, like, oh, this was some bullshit, you would have hit me up in my DM privately. You would have hit me up in my DM, or you would have emailed me and told me that this was off. But you wanted to go the messy route and like broadcast it that was an attack. So I got it. But not to say that I wasn't kind of like, okay, wait a minute. Platonic friends can be spellcasters and karmics too. Hell yeah. Family members can be karmics too. Dara, like, fuck yeah. Like, not everybody. And another thing that one of my spiritual sisters, see, that's why I'm glad that I have people around me, because this stuff is not easy. But one of the things that she says too is like, you got to separate the spirit from the person, because sometimes spirits come in and they infiltrate people if they allow it, or sometimes the divine comes in and allows certain things to happen through other people so that you'll get it, or for some of the negative energies to throw you off, but you have to discern it. Because there are some family members that may not want you to be with a person, and it has nothing to do with the fact that they don't want you to be together because of some odd earthly reason. Oh, you guys are, this person's black and you're white, or she's fat and he's whatever, he's a muscle man. I don't know. Earthly stupid shit. Like, it's not about that. The spirit in that person knows what the fuck is here. they know like what the bigger picture is, so they're going to try to infiltrate and they're going to try to speak things over you like, oh, but you got to use your discernment. That's the thing, you got to be able to discern what's an attack and what may be actually of your highest good. So like I said, and that's why you only share your business with certain people. Like something in you tells you when you can go to certain friends or family members about certain shit and when you cannot. And I'm not just speaking about relationships or divine counterparts and stuff like that. I'm talking about like your divine purpose. If you have something you want to do and they talk down on it, oh no, that's not. Oh, that's kind of stupid. Oh, I wouldn't do. I don't know if I would do that. You got to be able to discern. Or when people don't congratulate you on certain shit, that's another thing. That's how you know. So like this battle is not just between counterparts. This shit is just it's you. It's like the Matrix. You gotta think of yourself like Neo. You gotta think of yourself as the Neo in the Matrix. Like you got people to help you. You got the Morpheuses, you got Trinity, you got the Oracle, you got, the other people on your team, but at the same time, like the battle is like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking too much. But I hope that like, I don't know, help somebody. Yep, get your head out of the pile of stuff, yeah. And sometimes we do that over ourselves, but like at the same time, another thing I'm learning as well is are these my thoughts? Are these like thoughts that are coming in to infiltrate? So it's also a war on your mind. Like this shit goes deep, and I'm not trying to scare anybody because there's no reason to be scared. If you know you're divinely protected and all of that, like yeah, it's a human nature to get scared and to get frustrated, and but you got to know that you're divinely protected and you have a purpose, you have something that you're supposed to do, and even more so when you're quote unquote chosen for a divine purpose or path, you're going to be attacked. And sadly, sometimes it's the people that you love the most, but that's what makes you stronger too. So this was not to come at anybody. I was not trying to like hurt nobody's feelings. I can be a clapback queen, but that was not my purpose for this. My purpose was to transmute the bullshit into something to shed light and highlight what is in the shadow, because I don't feel like a lot of people talk about um, these types of topics. Like I'm not saying that I'm a guru. I'm not saying I'm a guru or anything. Like I know, some tricks and trades and stuff with spell work, and I know the backlash of it, and I also know how it can help you and benefit you. It depends on how you use your work. But I also know that spells are not just the typical candles and sigils and pentagrams and blood. Like it's not always about that. Sometimes it's your mind, what you visualize, what you say out of your mouth, whether you're spelling to uplift or you're spelling to bind something, to trap something, to, for negative reasons and forces. So it's like, you got to be very vague. And the readers that are picking that up, not to say that what they're saying is not true, or that they're misinterpreting, but I feel like some of it is misinterpretation. Because when I heard the word spells, I was thinking, okay, a lot of times what quote unquote karmic partners do or toxic partners do is they talk shit about you, right? They tell you you're not good enough. They tell you you're doing something wrong. They try to trap you with like material things, with money, with kids. Like they use different types of spells. So you just got to be discerning of what you're picking up. So, yeah. That was it. That was all. That was all. hmm I hope that helped y'all. Yeah, stay protected, you know. Be mindful, especially if you like are like clearing and you're trying to better yourself and stuff just keeps coming at you. Like don't back down. Like, cause I swear, like last night, it wasn't even last night. It probably was like 12 o'clock in the morning or something, or maybe later than that. I was triggered in the middle of the night and I felt guided to write out everything that I needed to remove from my mind because I was being attacked with my thoughts. So I tried to, or I'm not even try, I did write the intention to combat that, and next thing you know, that it always happens. It never fails. But I'm getting better at my time. It's like Neo. Like you get better. Like you start to see the agent coming before he comes. Like you're prepared. Because like if I'm leveling up, it's always gonna be an attack. But I gotta be prepared for that shit. Right. That's what it is. So I'm not gonna stop my readings because somebody did not like what I said. I'm not going back on what I said. And that's about it. I gotta get to my day. I'm gonna go to the bookstore, matter of fact. So I'm just gonna leave this little tidbit back here, and whatever resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, fucking leave it. If it triggers you, figure out why the fuck is it triggering you, and go from there. And I wish you guys much love. Happy New Year. You know, I don't know where this is coming from, but some people say that you shouldn't set intentions during this time, but I beg to differ. If you feel guided to, do a road opener. Something doesn't have to be like, you could use a candle, or you could set the intentions, or you can work with a spirit guide that works with road opening, a saint or a spirit guide, angel that you trust, that you know is trustworthy and that's there to help you. Do some like remove of blockages first. I would suggest like set intentions to remove blockages first, and then do like a road opener thing. Could be a bath, like I said, it could be a candle, could be something you write out, and set that intention before the new year. Get this shit out of the way. Do your work, as I'm doing. You know, I need help every now and then because I can be a little bit stubborn. And like, it's just better to get it out of the way so you don't have to deal with it. And you might be triggered a lot at this time, and it's because you're purging and you're releasing. If you feel like shit, figure out why. But a lot of it is purging, a lot of it's healing, a lot of it's releasing. Like that's mainly what we're doing right now. So a lot of karma from the past, a lot of karma from the last decade, so on and so forth, maybe lifetimes, especially if you're someone here to clear out generational karmic energy, traumas, experiences or whatnot. Then you probably are clearing, it's clearing through you, especially if you work with your ancestors. And I feel like, yeah, because it's not, a lot of times, like, if you work closely with ancestors and stuff like that, you're also clearing karma from that. Like, you're removing it. Because I don't know where this is coming from. And this is not for everybody, but I have to share it because it's coming to me. But for some of you, like with, you might be starting your own bloodline. Like, yeah. And I feel like a lot of you that are watching, you do have a divine counterpart, but like, get out of the Disney shit for just a second. Like, get out of the Princess Cinderella shit for just a second. And look at it from a spiritual standpoint of what you're doing and what you're like accomplishing. Because I feel like this, and I never really paid attention, and I appreciate my soul sisters for bringing this to me. I don't know if Ilani's still watching, but she's been watching a lot of Asian love stories, and I feel like they talk about divine counterparts a lot in movies. A lot of people reference Hancock and The Notebook, which is corny in my opinion, but I get The Notebook a little bit. Um, um, but if you think about The Matrix, Trinity and Neo, like it wasn't so, like the romance part was in there, it was in there, but it wasn't the sole purpose of the movie to some extent, if you get what I mean. So there's shit to be done. Not putting you on first, I'm just using you as an example, but yeah, like it's there because it's real. I believe that it's real. So you have to look at it from a different perspective. And I feel like there will be people that are going to like start, like you're going to give birth to children, and these children, these energies got to be cleared because you don't want to repeat a cycle again. Like that's why there's the attack is so big, because you're doing something outside of this matrix and they're trying to stop it. Like they're trying to fuck with it, and it's and you're being attacked, and the other person I'm sure is being attacked. But there's always that one that's a little bit ahead of the game that knows a little more than you do, or vice versa, or the levels are different, if that makes sense. I don't know where that's coming from, but so yeah. And also, don't ever discount the other person as like they're stupid and they don't know what they're doing. Like, they might in the spirit realm, if you in the physical realm is like a beast down here, then the other person in the spirit realm is probably like a beast up there, like way advanced. You gotta think a little bit different. Yeah. I don't know where that's coming from, but yeah, the clearing and all of that stuff is for a reason. You're being attacked for a reason. You're getting sick for a reason. And a lot of it, yeah, it could be ascension symptoms. It could be um, energies going on, the changes in the energies and the frequencies and stuff like that, yeah. Or it could be like you need to rest and you need to go within. You need to tap in. You need to meditate. You need to reflect. Whatever it is, pay attention to your dreams. Like, my dreams have been fucking popping, like, with the vividness. That's the right word. It's been real vivid and like very telling. It's freaking scary. But yeah, trust yourself. I don't know what else to say to you. Trust yourself. Stay very closely to your spiritual team that has your back. I wouldn't say, I believe I've said this a few times before, not every ancestor is somebody you need to be working with, because some of them are like stuck on stupid. Some of them don't align with your divine path. They're not here to help you. Some spirit guides also can be trickster spirits. So just always set the intention to work with the ancestors and spirit guides that have your best interests. You know, your personal guardian angel and all that. They're gonna have your back. So align yourself with that. Stay focused on your path. Pay attention to how people are, because people are revealing their true colors, and there's nothing else they could do because there's really nothing to hide anymore. So everything's coming to light, even more so. Just depends on where you are in your consciousness level, I guess. It just depends. But I feel like those that are watching, you're not watching this for no reason. And whenever you do watch it, does not have to be at this exact moment that I'm recording it. You could be watching it at any time, because we stumble across things for a reason and they resonate with us at that time based off of where our energy is. So I wholeheartedly believe that too. And that's about it. That is about it. I'm really gone this time. I'm getting off. Alright. I didn't mean to talk everybody's ears off. We had, 40 minutes. That could have been a whole reading. But yeah, much love to y'all. I appreciate you. If you guys are waiting on readings, again, I'm away. I'm gone until the 6th of January. I'll hit everybody back after that. So if you guys have purchased a reading during my break, I will get with you. I have not forgotten about you. All right. Much love.